Oh, here we go. Welcome, guys. Good evening. How's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? I didn't know what I was gonna do tonight. But I'm hopping on here as like a little fun distraction from a oh, one sec.
Try not to stay up too late.
I'm not gonna stay up too late.
Just got the remake of the first one and it's incredible.
Mr. Ricky, thank you so much this evening. I greatly appreciate that, man. And Metallic as well. Good to see both of you. Yeah, I'm hopping on here. Some of you guys know we have a 13-year-old cat who has cancer, and it's looking like we're gonna have to make a decision this week. So we had a kind of a rough night, so yeah, I think it's, we decided that it's time, to do the humane thing. So I'm just hopping on here. I'm gonna kill some first order or some Imperial stormtroopers, and let's shoot the shit. Help me get distracted by a little shittiness in my life right now, if you wouldn't mind. We can talk anything and everything. It's all good. Welcome, Metallic and Ricky. Thank you guys so much. Mr. JJ, good to see you, man. Christian Kim Swish, Luke the Duke, Andrew, Captain Hyrule, Sam H, Mass Effect fan. Welcome, guys. I'm going to play a little bit of Blast to kick this thing off. But, yeah, it sucks, Ricky. It really sucks. So I was on deployment in 2010, and my wife found this cat, this little tiny like newborn kitten in a dumpster, and at her old work, and she was like, I can't just leave this cat, in this dumpster, and so she took it home, and then we got a new cat. Now I was on deployment, so like I checked my email on the ship, and that's how I found out, hey, we have a new cat. So, it's she's 13 years old. We had she had to have like this surgery to remove this like huge mass on her chest, and that was back in June, I believe. And then, a week later, blood results came back in, and the vet, told us the news that she had very aggressive what's the equivalent of breast cancer in cats, and she probably only had a couple months left. So now the couple months are over, and she's kind of in the, in the last days. So little deployment cat, 13 years old, sweetest goddamn thing. And it really sucks. Heartbreaking, right? Makes you, like, I don't know about you, but it makes me not want pets. I mean, I'll change my tune, in a few years. I'm sure we have another cat, and I know that our other cat's 18 years old. So, he's an old boy. My daughter, I'm sure we're going to want to get her a puppy or something like that when she's a little older and can handle a little more responsibility. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. It sucks. Anyway, enough of that. We've all been there, and it blows. It blows shit. But let's have some fun tonight. Metallic, Ricky, and Super Michael, thank you guys so much for the first super chats of the evening. Metallic says, first super chat, am I the only one that gets major Dark Crystal or Willow finds from the new world/galaxy in Ahsoka? Dude, I say dude not because like I'm 100% agreement, because I haven't seen those since I was a kid. Like I barely have any memory of Willow. Like I think I know more about Willow just from screenshots and stuff than I do remembering the movie. Dark Crystal, I honestly don't know if I ever saw that growing up. Like, I know the animation, not the animation style, but the puppetry style. I would recognize it instantly if I saw screenshots and stills from the from Dark Crystal, But But I can't tell you if I ever actually saw any Dark Crystal. Because they made multiple, right? Or is it just one? So yeah, maybe the Willow. I can see it. The creatures, like the little turtle creatures, the look of their little town, the environment on the planet. I see it, but it's kind of like, yeah. Don't really have any memory of watching them. I know I saw Willow. Barely any memory of it. Oh man, I'm just gonna get destroyed tonight. But anyway, Mr. Metallic, I appreciate that. Let me take a quick sip. Yeah, Christian. Time is a son of a bitch, right? Ricky, thank you so much as well. Ricky says, late night, my man. Try not to stay up too late, LOL. Have you ever played any of the System Shocks? Just got the remake of the first one, and it's incredible. Ricky, I can't say that I know what System Shock is. Do I know what System Shock is? Let me look this up on my phone real quick. System Shock. System Shock. No. What year did this come out? Oh, there's no volume in the game? Really? Weird. It's registering on mine. 1994. Really, Ricky? I don't recognize this at all, and the name of the game is not ringing a bell. It's a sci-fi game from way back. Weird. 1994 was kind of right when I started getting into PC gaming. Like, I think we got our first PC in 95. You know, I played the original Doom. I played Duke Nukem 3D. I played the original Duke Nukem even. Like the side-scroller Duke Nukem. Anybody remember that? What was it called? I think it was just called Duke Nukem. So, like, System Shock it came out, like, perfect time for me. I'm kind of surprised that I've never heard of this game. Gotcha, punk. All right, this is. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna get. I'm dead. So no, I've never played them. I can't say that I'm familiar with them at all. I don't know if I've ever heard of the game, and the screenshots don't look familiar either. It's very interesting. I don't know if are you on Twitter, Ricky? I posted a tweet earlier of like my 25 favorite games of all time. Take that with a grain of salt because that list is always changing. There's a website where you can kind of compile very easily your top favorite like games or movies or music and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. It makes it really easy. I posted about it on Twitter earlier. And so my list of games on there ranges from anything from early PC games to really modern games. You know, so you might enjoy checking that out just to see if you can ping pong it against your own list and see if there's anything that that maybe you played back then too. There you go, Phobos. I saw you talking about Tribes. Dude, Tribes, man. It's kind of crazy. It's a game that not many people know, Star Siege Tribes. Unless you're playing PC games at a very specific time. I absolutely loved it. It was, I played the earliest versions of Counter-Strike. And I was really heavily into like the server hosting community, the modding community, the map making community of that. And but I would say that my first experience ever playing like heavily modded servers in a video game was on Tribes. And it's just such a great game. Just such a great game. Definitely, I feel like it was ahead of its time. I mean, like, whoa! Yikes, that was death. You know, jetpacking around. It was so fast. The disc launcher or whatever it was called, you know. It was like a precursor to like Unreal Tournament almost, you know. Tribes was fantastic. I would love to fire it up and just kind of like for the member berries, you know. But anyway, Ricky, I appreciate that. I will check that out. I've seen a few like recent modern throwback style first person shooters. There was one that popped up and I added it to my Steam wish list not too long ago. Bullet, I can't remember what it's called. It might be like Bullet something. But it looked really cool and it made me want to I don't know, made me want to check it out. Gotcha. Finally. Let's get back into this. Let's win this. Let's win the game. Let's dominate. Ah, I'm dead. Now I have a game that if anybody ever played it, I'd be very surprised. And Super Michael Swish and Pasta Water, I appreciate the super chats. Give me one sec, man. I'm in no rush tonight. I hope you're not either. Let's just lay back and shoot the shit. We're gonna go until midnight or midnight 30. We'll see. We'll see how late we want to go. Be here for a while. Yikes. But there's a game that I'd be very surprised if anybody out there had ever played it. It's called World War II Online, and it was a massive, like basically an MMO. World War II MMO. You could be a soldier, you could fly a plane, you could ride in tanks and control tanks. You could be on a ship, and it was basically the entire European front of World War II, and thousands of players per server. And I want to say that it came out in 2001. But it was like, there's games like that nowadays. You know, I play Postscriptum or Hell Let Loose. And now, while those games might be a lot smaller in scale and scope, you know, definitely kind of has World War II Online vibes. But, like, to be in a server with thousands of players playing the European front of World War II, you know, going into these epic battles to control various towns and cities in the year 2000. I mean, god damn, I was so excited for the game. And what's funny, the game came out and I bought it, I think at CompUSA, brought it home, installed it, and I wasn't able to play it for months. Like, the people complain about the release of new games these days. The worst release that I've ever had was World War II Online. Like, I just stared at that box. I continuously tried to play the game over and over and over again, but it took months for them to patch it and be even remotely playable. Months. But anyway. Super Michael 98, Swish, Pasta Water, and Swish. I appreciate it, everybody. Super Michael says, what's your history with Transformers? I don't have much history with the Transformers. It was a franchise that I never got into as a kid. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like I was the right age for it. There's a few franchises like that, Mike, where, you know, it kind of just passed me by. Like Power Rangers or Pokemon. I never got into either of those, but I feel like I was the right age for them, or any anime for that matter. But Transformers was kind of the same. Like, for me, growing up, the only franchises that I really paid attention to were Star Wars, obviously. That was number one, front and center. And then Ninja Turtles. That was when I was a little younger. I dabbled in X-Men a little bit, but not much. Star Trek as I got into my teens. But yeah, Transformers, really have no history with it. Really have no history with it at all. Ouch. I had, growing up, it was all Star Wars, really. Everything else kind of took a back seat to Star Wars. I mean, obviously, I played with a lot of G.I. Joes and stuff like that. I never watched the G.I. Joe cartoons or anything like that. But yeah, my dabbling in other franchises was pretty slim, to tell you the truth. But I enjoyed the first Transformers movie with Shia LaBeouf. Didn't like any of the other ones that they made, but I thought the first one was fun. I want to say that... Oh, did I kill myself? No. I want to say... What year did the first Transformers come out? I want to say I was in boot camp when it came out. Oh, no. Yeah, I want to say I was in boot camp when it came out. And it was the first movie that I saw after boot camp. I could be wrong about that. Would have been 2007. Yeah, 2007. I feel like it came out around that time. Okay, yeah, 2007. There you go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. The two movies I remember seeing directly after boot camp were Transformers and Superbad. I remember right after boot camp, my family... Oh, no. Okay, so it had to have been Transformers was the first movie that I saw. I remember. Okay, now I remember. I watched Transformers on my laptop in 2007, a bootleg copy, right out of boot camp, right when I got to A school, which is where you go to learn your job. So, like, you go to boot camp and then you go to A school. You're in boot camp for I don't know how many months, and then you're in A school for... I think I was in A school for 2 or 3 months. So I remember as soon as I got to A school, I had my new laptop that I bought, and I downloaded a copy of Transformers. I watched that. I think that was the first movie I watched after boot camp. And then my family came and visited me at A school. We got a hotel. I got a Liberty chit for the weekend. I was able to stay with him in a hotel, and we watched Superbad. Those two movies will always remind me of, like, boot camp and A school. It's kind of funny. Yeah, Ricky, A school. So you go to boot camp, you learn the basics. It's boot camp, and then you go to A school to learn your job. And A schools are all over the country. I mean, you could be in Pensacola, Florida. You could be in Meridian, Mississippi. You could be in San Francisco, California. It all depends on, where your job is taught. Every branch has the equivalent of an A school. I don't know what they call it in other branches, but yeah. Yeah, good times. Anyway, I appreciate that, Mike. Long roundabout way of saying I don't know anything about it, really. I know who Optimus Prime is. I know who Bumblebee is. I know who Megan Fox is. That's about it, man. But I appreciate that, dude. Oh, yikes, yikes. Woo! Lucky shot. Lucky thermal detonator shot. Oh, ouchies. Swishfish, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening as well. I'm going to start doing these later night streams. They're fun, man. Playing some Battlefront. Swish says, my cat went through the same thing, same age even, except the vet said she's going to go tomorrow instead. That was hard day. Much love, Greedo. I appreciate that, Swish. Yeah, it's weird. Like, you know, the last time that we had to put a family pet down, which I'm one of those kind of people who I think it's extremely humane, and I wish we were able to do it for terminally ill human beings. You know, I wish we could evolve as a culture and recognize the humanity of making that a choice for people. And I think it's extremely humane to do that when the time is right for your pets, instead of, prolonging the suffering that they might be going through, that they are going through, right? So it's horrible. And the last time I had to do it was a family cat that I grew up with. He was 16 years old. This was back in 2009, probably. I think 2009-ish. Good old, yeah. He was like a big orange cat, smushy face, and he was just he would just sleep with me every night, and it's the last time, and I, the memory of that day, it's weird how it sticks with you, This cat, me, my mom, my dad, my sister, we were all there, and, saying bye, and, I'm not one of the, I know people that have dropped off, it sounds shitty, and I don't understand it, maybe it is shitty, but I know people who have just dropped off pets, and they couldn't handle it. Well, sorry, dude, like, at a certain point, it's not about you, it's about the creature, it's about the animal, it's about their what little comfort that you can give them. And if they're surrounded by recognizable voices, recognizable people, then that will, in my mind, and maybe it's just tricking my own self, but in my mind, it's at least offering up a little bit of familiarity in the final moments, So, like, I want to be there. I want to be there for the people I know. I want to be there for my pets. It sucks to see, but it's and it's that memory for humans and your pets will be with you forever. But I'm oh shit, I'm gonna kill myself here. I firmly believe that it's the right thing to do and be there for, but like, yeah, we basically watched, not to get too personal, but we watched my wife's mom pass and over time, and I like, through that whole thing, I told my wife, I was like, if I'm ever in that situation, just bring a book and read to me. Like, I don't know if I can hear you or not. I don't know if she could hear us. I don't know. But just be there and read a fucking Carl Sagan book to me. I don't know. I just want to hear some voices, right? before I leave the boundaries of Earth, and whether nothing is next or something is next, before I slip the surly bounds of the border between here and there, whether there is a there, I want a little voice of comfort and familiarity, right? But yeah. Oh, we're having some really fun conversations tonight. I apologize. But it's good. It's good for you. It's good for the character. We all go through it. And it sucks big asshole. But, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Pasta Water, Swish, Chris, Super Michael, and Metallic Madness. Thank you guys so much for the super chats once again this evening. I'm really... shit. Cole, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like, for real, if you ever want to DM me on Instagram, I don't check it very often, but I'll check it more if you ever want to... Not that I can offer any kind of... you know, guidance, or I haven't really been through it a lot, just really with my wife's family. But, you know, and I'm sure you have people close to you that could be way more help. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to just reach out. So if you ever feel like in the middle of the night you wake up to take a piss and you can't get back to sleep, feel free to dump your feelings. I will absolutely respond, and you know, not that it'll be any kind of comfort, but if you just need to vent, if you just need to get something off your chest, if you just are angry at the world, you know, I get it. I get it. But I hate that for you, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But Pasta Water, thank you so much. Pasta Water simply says cheers. Cheers right back to you, Pasta. Ooh, oh, this is going to be a thermal detonator death. Boom, got you all. Did I get you all? I got a lot of them. 2? Okay. Were they saved by the respawn timer there? 4-player kill streak, alright. No! Yeah, feel free, Cole. I'm not just saying that, you know. Like, in my line of work, I have a really good support system at work, which is probably rare for workplaces. But with what we see, what we deal with, you know, I understand how it's good to just talk and get it out, and I know how, even if the recipient of the outpouring might feel like they can't be any comfort, just them being a receptacle for your feelings and your you know, what you need to get off your chest, that in itself is some kind of comfort, if that makes sense, you know. But yeah. Swish, Chris, Super Michael, Metallic, and Cole, I appreciate it, guys. Swish says, I wanted to play World War II online, but my PC at the time was a Mac, and I couldn't. Same story as with Galaxies. I missed out on a lot. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, you could say you missed out on a lot. I'm missing out on a lot right now because I can't play modern games. I can play Galaxies and I can play World War II online if I want, but I shouldn't because there's newer games out there. I'm stuck, like, right now between games that were released in the 80s and like late 2010s. It seems like everything else I'm unable to run on this machine. But, you know, yeah, so I would say you didn't really miss out on much. I mean, they were fun for the time. They were great for the time. They're super nostalgic, but you're going to have games that you're super nostalgic for that came out later than those. It's obvious that I have a lot of nostalgic feelings for a lot of these video games that I always constantly talk about ad nauseum. And the only reason that I do is because I played them when they came out. I was a kid when they came out, and But I never had a Mac. My dad always. Oh, that was lucky. My dad always built our PCs from the only computer that we ever had that was pre-built was from 1995. It was, I don't even remember what it was. I remember the processor. It was a Pentium 133, but it was our family's first computer, and he bought it, or my family bought it, and ever since then, he always built our own computers growing up. That's kind of where I learned how to build computers. Like when I started building my own, I would call him up, he'd come over, and he'd help me with them. So like I've always had, I think he always enjoyed tinkering with it. It's, I don't know. I'd love, what I should do, man? I should have a podcast with my dad. I think that'd be kind of cool. Why haven't I ever done that? That's a cool idea. I think that'd be fun. I need to write down some questions and stuff. That'd be a fun experience. But, that guy just run by me? So yeah, I've been a PC gamer primarily since 1995, and it was all really because my dad was into building computers. He still tinkers with them. He's 72, and he's still, when he upgrades stuff, or when I upgrade stuff, sometimes I give him my components and he puts them in, and I've always said, like, back in the day, I don't know if this is still true, but he was always the hardware guy and I was the software guy, But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that swish. Cheers. Chris says, have you ever thought of playing the new Spider-Man games, especially now that they're on/coming to PC? Not really. I honestly don't know what Spider-Man games are out there, to tell you the truth. I really don't know what Spider-Man games are out there. Are they on Steam? Are they fun? Are they worth checking out? Would you recommend them? I've never really been that big into Spider-Man, but it would be kind of fun to play something different from time to time. My time with games is so limited. Like literally, it's almost midnight right now, and this time right now is usually when I'm playing something. I'm playing something right now, but I'm streaming. Talking to you guys. It's more conversation than me paying attention to the game, as you can tell. Oh, I'm at the top of the leaderboard. That means we're doing shitty, dude. I'm barely paying attention to the game. What are you guys doing? Yeah, the only time that I really play games is like right now. I work a 24-hour schedule. I'm off for 48 hours, and so basically every day that I work is people say that every day you work is a weekend. It's true to an extent, and like right now, I got off shift this morning at 8 in the morning. I'm off tonight. I'm off tomorrow. And I have to go back in on Tuesday morning at 8. So like, yeah, tonight, my night off. I usually play an hour or two of a video game. So like, I have to be very selective with what I choose to play. Lately, I've just been playing a game called New World. It's the Amazon MMO that came out a couple years ago. but I reached the level cap in that game, and I've kind of lost a little bit of interest in it. It's kind of a bummer because it's a really fun game. It's really polished. I don't play it with anybody. I kind of do my own thing, and I've never even done any PvP or like massive raids or anything like that, dungeons. I should before I completely lose interest in it, but even if you just like swing it around, they're worth it. All right, maybe I'll check it out. It sounds like it'd be fun. I'll have to see how much they are and whatnot. The games that I really want to play right now, my computer can't handle. Like, I really want to play Starfield. My computer can't handle it. I still haven't played Survivor because my computer can't handle it. Yeah, I did see... Whoa, ouch. I did see that, and I haven't tried it yet, but I did see that, see, I have an Xbox One, an Xbox One S, like the white console, and Starfield is not on that, but it is available for, like, remote cloud play or whatever it's called, and, I might try that. I've never given it a shot. I don't know how something like that would work. But, yeah. We got to bring back the new PC fun. Well, yeah, we got a lot of other things that are kind of taking priority, Ricky. Like, our cat that's in her final days. We had to... My entire PC fund basically went to give her big surgery that she had to have. So, like, it is what it is. So, and then, yeah, we got other things going on. So right now, the PC fund is taking a back seat. But I appreciate the sentiment. Should I make an Amazon wish list and just put like a $3,000 computer on there? That'd be such a dipshit move. I would never do that, by the way. Hello, this is my Amazon wish list. On it is an Alienware PC. Who am I? Sam, I used to love the MMO, Old Republic MMO, but unfortunately it won't run anymore. Oh, that's a bummer. That game came out a while ago. That's surprising. It's funny you bring that game up. Sam brought up the Old Republic MMO. My plan tonight was actually to play that on a stream, but I realized that I had uninstalled it. I thought I still had it installed. But it's uninstalled, so I'm gonna reinstall it tonight. And I think I'm gonna just start play. That would be a good game to just kind of like sit back, go through the motions, and do a live stream with, But yeah, anyway. Oh, ouch! I was looking at the chat. I didn't even see that silhouetted human being right there. But yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. I'll check it out for sure. There we go. Super Michael 98, once again, thank you so much. And I appreciate the patience here, guys. I'm long-winded. A lot of stuff going on. Just hanging out, playing some games. Super Michael, Metallic, and Cole, and Figment, thanks for the support. Michael says, lastly, what's your history with Skyrim? So, yeah, the Elder Scrolls franchise, I remember... so the first one that I ever played was Oblivion. I was in college when Oblivion came out. What year would that have been? 2006? Is that right? I was at my second college because I dropped out of the first one and then I dropped out of the second one shortly after I probably played Elder Scrolls. But yeah, Elder Scrolls. I played a lot more Oblivion than I did Skyrim. Not because I thought Skyrim was worse or whatever, but just because I don't know. I think it was a factor of, having a lot more time when Oblivion came out, playing a lot more RPGs maybe. So yeah, Skyrim, I enjoyed it. I never played any of the mods. I'm sure I sunk like 50 hours into it, not nearly as much as a lot of other people. And yeah, it's interesting. God, oh, one sec. I'll be right back, guys. Can you hear me? All right. You hear me? You guys hear me? All right. I don't know. Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? That's funny. I'm gonna quit the game. I'll just hang out with you guys. Cool. Let me. My daughter just woke up. Did you hear her say, "Mom"? So I got her out of bed and brought her down, tucked her in with my wife. That's funny. That honestly kind of startled the shit out of me. I'm just sitting here talking to myself, and all of a sudden, I hear a child's voice yell, "Mom!" But it's every single night. It's at some point in the middle of the night she's gonna wake up, and we just kind of bring her to bed with us. That's just how it goes. Oh, you guys, okay, you heard it. The midnight child alarm went off. There you go. Yeah. Every single night, man. Doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night or 3 in the morning. It will happen. No, she doesn't have a nightmare. It's just... I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know if every kid goes through this phase or what, but... And it's whatever, you know, it doesn't bother us. We just, at least we get a little bit of time to ourselves. Like, she doesn't kick and scream when it's time for bed. She goes down to sleep really, like, easy. But, it's in the, so we, you know, it's nice that me and my wife have a few hours every night that we're together to hang out. But then in the middle of the night, and my wife will fully admit this, I can go to bed like that. I literally lay in bed. If I roll over and shut my eyes, I'm asleep in minutes. So like I basically volunteer, because of that, I volunteer to go upstairs and get our daughter when she wakes up like this, because I can come back to bed and fall asleep instantly. My wife would just, her mind would start spinning and she'd get on her phone. She has a hard time falling back to sleep, so it's my parental duty to do the middle of the night child, I don't know, rescue. I don't know. I'm honestly surprised that hasn't happened before. That's the first time. Anyway. But yeah. Metallic Madness, Cole, Figment, and Vince. What's up, Vince? Good to see you, man. Metallic says, my grandparents had a huge collection of VHS tapes, had everything from Star Wars to oldest Disney shorts. I absolutely loved watching those as a kid. Yeah, I think we definitely had a huge VHS tape collection. My grandparents really didn't. They're in their 90s now. My mom's parents are still alive and very with it. They're like in their mid 90s, kind of crazy. But I don't remember them ever having any kind of VHS tapes. But we definitely had a ton of VHS tapes. My wife's grandma, before she passed, she gave my daughter a ton of old Disney VHS tapes and movies and stuff like that, which we appreciated the sentiment and probably never give them away or anything. But you know, we don't have a VHS player, so they just kind of sit in a cabinet in a room, and yeah. But I'm with you, Metallic. Like, there's something about even like going to my parents' house and seeing VHS tapes that I don't know if it's just because it's what I grew up with, but there's something about having that box, that you know, that rattly tape inside that box that just kind of brings me back. I don't know. Yeah. But everything from Star Wars to oldest Disney shorts, yeah. It's funny, like back in the day, man, we would buy anything on VHS. Anything. Like, nowadays, the only things that I buy physically are things that I love, you know. But back then, you'd buy anything. I mean, we had the most random shit on VHS. You know. The most random shit. Oh, I heard this was good. Okay, let's buy a copy of it. But it's very interesting to me, and I think it's kind of it goes along with the trend these days. But like my generation, I'm 37. My generation is very into vinyl records and stuff like. I have a record player. I have some vinyl records of my favorite bands and stuff like that. That's my generation. My generation wore like bell bottoms and flannel shirts with tight pants and like, you know, very 70s. Very 70s. Kids nowadays they dress like the 90s. So 30 years from now, I mean, are kids going to be dressing like Billie Eilish? You know what I mean? It's funny how it all comes back. And I bring this up because people design VHS tape, you know, boxes and stuff like that for modern movies. Bands that I really like are making cassette tapes that you can buy. Cassette tapes, like the worst way to listen to music. The worst way. It's worse than any other way to listen to music. A goddamn cassette tape. Modern bands are making cassette tapes. Everything old is new again. It's very interesting to me. But yeah. Anyway, Metallic, I appreciate that. And I appreciate the patience tonight, guys. I see that was sent 27 minutes ago, so... I'm going to be way more attentive to the chat right now because I'm in the Lightspeed Lounge and I'm not blasting and running and gunning. But yeah. Cole Schreiber, Figment, and Vince. Thanks, guys. Cole says, these streams have always been comfort food for me, HG. They have been here for highs and lows. Always means a lot. Well, I really appreciate you saying that, man. It's a two-way street. I get so much. I mean, like, yeah, it's a Star Wars YouTube channel, but these live streams have always been more than that. You know, tonight we talked. Half of this live stream was talking. It was talking about death and coping and dealing and stuff like that. You know, other times we talk about food. Like these live streams, like 5% Star Wars. So. It's a two-way street. It's a way for, you know, you guys are my therapists, and if me flapping my gums and rambling about bullshit is any kind of comfort to you guys, that comfort food that you just mentioned, well, that means way more to me than talking about Star Wars, you know. And Star Wars is also comfort food. I'm not saying it's not, you know. But it's all, these streams have always, to me, have always been deeper than just talking about like Star Wars lore for 2 hours, you know. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Cole. Cheers, man. But please, again, what I said earlier, feel free. Absolutely feel free. But yeah, I still like to see you on Instagram and see the adventures that you're having. I don't know, it's nice to see. But I appreciate that. Figment of your imagination. Thank you so much as well. I know Figment says, I know a coworker that is a volunteer firefighter for St. Johns County in Florida. The story he's told me make me respect anyone doing that job. Well, yeah. That's a small world. I don't know if you know this, but I live in St. Johns County. Yeah, I might work there too. But I said that to throw you off. Maybe I don't. There's a bunch of places around here. But yeah, it's a fun job. People on the job always say it's the best job in the world. I don't know if that's true, but it's certainly a really great job. And you know, the things that you see and that you deal with and that you try to help, they do. I mean, they stick with you. There's scenes. I'm not going to go into specifics. but there's scenes that do play over and over again in my mind, and it's interesting. I don't know how to put this without getting gruesome or too detailed. But like, so, you know, everybody's on scene, and if your job is bagging a patient, right, that is in respiratory arrest, and like I'm bagging a patient. That's my job. I just happen to be there at the right time. I put the mask on. I put the BV as a bag valve mask. I put it on his face, and I'm breathing for this guy. And I look down, and it's really interesting how tiny details stick with you. I don't know if it's PTSD. But it's very interesting how tiny details in a chaotic life and death situation stick with you. And those tiny details are what replays in my mind. It's not the big picture. It's not the broad, everybody working in an organized, chaotic manner. It's the tiny details that really stick with you. And so, you know, I don't really talk about it very often with my friends or family. Maybe I should. But it's, you know, even this, saying this right now is therapeutic in a way. Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know. But I appreciate that, Figment. You know, most days are easy going, and you know, I mean, you could run a ton of calls, but they're not all that serious. I mean, they're probably serious for the person involved, but you, as someone who's been doing this, and you get into a routine, and you know what's serious and what's not, for the most part. And most days are fun, but then you have those days where you get something horrible, and yeah, it's still a super fun job. But yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Figment. Cheers, man. Mind explode. There you go. Where do you live? Do you live in Florida as well? I don't know if we've talked about this. Yeah, I live in St. Augustine. But nice, small world. Small world indeed. I didn't know St. John's actually had volunteer firefighters. I'm career, so I don't know anything. I don't know. No shit. St. Augustine. Yeah, me too, man. Crazy. Small world, my friend. Do you ever go to Bog or Ancient City or Old Coast Ales? Me and my wife love going to those places, but yeah. Candlelight South, is that what it's called? They got great wings. It's a good place. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, small world. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Been to Candlelight? Nice. Yeah, I like Candlelight. It's just a nice, it's a good little sports bar, and they got good food, and you know, yeah, the wings are great for sure. I love that strip. That strip with like Old Coast Ales, that little taco place, Mellow Mushroom, Candlelight. There's that really great, I think it's called Gas Full Service. It's a burger joint that's kind of themed like an old gas station. That strip leading into Anastasia State Park, like that I love that little strip right there. Great little restaurants, great brewery. But the beach that we always go to is Anastasia State Park. You know, it costs like what, $6 to drive on to the state park, but it's well worth it because it's never crowded, and you know it beats going to St. Augustine Beach where it's crowded as shit, or Jack's Beach where it's crowded as shit. Anastasia State Park, clean. It's a state park, unlimited parking basically, and it's great. But yeah. I used to work at Publix in Anastasia. No kidding. Nice, man. One of my first jobs was Publix out in kind of like Fruit Cove area, if you're familiar with that. Yeah. Small world, buddy. Small world. Fun stuff. I wonder if we know each other, or we know people that know each other. Yeah, dude, I grew up going to Guana. Guana used to, I mean, it's still probably my favorite. We're just a little further away than we used to be. Guana State Park is, what I love about it is it's also never crowded because it's super limited parking. You pay $3 to park, and I don't know how many parking spots there are. They're not much at all, 50. But then you cross that road, and you're on the beach. It's a little shelly, but who gives a shit? And it's perfect. It's perfect. Or Michler, right down the street. But Michler is always so crowded. I haven't been there in a decade. But what's really cool about Guana also is on the other side, the opposite side of the ocean. If you're into kayaking, Guana State Park has really great kayaking too. You will, if you drop in Guana, you'll every time we go out there, we always see alligators. They'll be in the water. You'll see their eyes. You'll see their snout. You'll see their tail. And then you know, it's only like 1.5 feet deep, and like they'll go into the water, and you're like, oh shit. You'll see dozens of them out there if you go kayaking. But yeah, man, crazy. Small world. But yeah, I love it here. You know, I've been living in Florida since I was 13. I'm 37 now, and I'm a big fan of the beach and the pool, and you know, I've always liked it here. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate that. Vince, thank you so much as well. Vince says, hi, thermometer hit 102. Yikes. My high score of the day. Shit. Have a good night, guys. I appreciate that. I'm sure you're already off, but I hope you feel better. I hope it's one of those 102 temperatures that you feel a little crummy, but not crummy enough to not watch some movies and just enjoy your shittiness. Sometimes when you feel sick, it's still kind of enjoyable because you're just, it gives you a reason to be lazy and sit on the couch, you know? But I appreciate that, Vince. Cheers, man. Feel better. Take some Tylenol. Drink some water. You know what I always craved as a kid? It's weird. Whenever I got really sick as a kid, I would crave a Burger King Whopper. The weirdest shit. I would have 103 temperature. I'd be puking, and I would tell my mom to go to Burger King and get me a Whopper. I don't know why. Something about that processed bullshit. I don't know why. That's not the case nowadays. But for whatever reason, growing up, I always craved a Whopper whenever I got super sick. Weird. Is there any paddle boating down there? Asking for a friend. Paddle, like where you sit down and you in the big plastic boat with your feet and you flip your feet. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Like in the St. John's River, no, there's not. But no, like I'm sure there's places. No, it'd be cool if they had something like that. But the St. John's River that runs through Jacksonville is, I would think that's a little too busy, too congested for like a paddle boat to just, well, I say that, but I've kayaked there before, but maybe not like a paddle boat operation where you could rent a paddle boat. No, man, I'm really not. I'm very curious. I'm gonna Google that later. Now you could. What I would recommend is, if you're looking for a nice like low key beach getaway. I mean, St. Augustine's great, but if you're looking for like maybe paddle boarding, stuff like that, Steenhatchee is really nice. You can go scalloping too. It's called Steenhatchee. It was actually recently hit by the most recent hurricane, but it's gorgeous. It's low key. A lot of retirees there have rentals and stuff like that. But I don't know what you guys are looking for in specific. I think we're going to Helen for a long weekend, but a trip to Florida would be nice. Oh, nice! It's great up there. I love Helen, like Helen and Blairsville and that area. Yeah, we like staying. Me and my wife, we like staying in Blairsville, or what am I? It starts with an E. Ellijay. Ellijay is really nice. So Blairsville and Ellijay and Helen, they're kind of around the same. I would say they're like 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes away from each other. Small towns, offer up some good hiking. Yeah, we usually stay in Ellijay. I think it's Ellijay. Ellijay, I think. There's unlimited great cabins there. Oh, Ackworth. I don't think I knew that, man. So you're way more familiar with this stuff than I am, for sure. That's awesome. I didn't realize. I don't know if I knew that you lived around there. Huh. How far is that, Ackworth? Oh, you're only an hour away from Ellijay. Okay. I honestly don't think I ever knew that you lived up there. That's cool, man. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of the area where, yeah, I'm sure you've heard me talk about the trip that I take up there with my buddies every year. That's kind of the area that we go and rent a cabin in. Nice. ...2004. Nice. Yeah, I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Lawrenceville from like 1990 to 98. Yeah, 90 to 98. I lived in Lawrenceville. And I don't know if I've ever been to the aquarium either, to tell you the truth. I don't think I have. I'll tell you what I have been to. The Varsity. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? What year did that aquarium open? I think it opened after we left. Atlanta Aquarium. Oh yeah, okay, 2005. So we had already moved out of. We were 6 years gone. I've been up there a handful of times since we moved away, but I've never been there. I've heard it's great. Yeah, full circle moment indeed. Yeah, so it's funny. I lived in Lawrenceville, and Alex from Star Wars Explained lived really close to. We actually lived pretty close to each other in the grand scheme of things. I can't exactly remember where he grew up, where he lived, but when he found out, like we found out that we were, we lived relatively close to each other when we were around the same age. It's just kind of funny, yeah. Oh, you've been to the varsity once, dude? Every time I went to so many Braves games, every time we went to the Braves, we went to the varsity. Whenever we go up to a Braves game now, we go to the varsity. It's not good. It's sloppy bullshit, but it's just tradition, I guess. I don't know. Small world again. Yeah, no kidding, man. I would have expected streaming this late to get people from like California and stuff, but no, we're talking about Georgia. It's fun. This is great. We are well over an hour. I have no intention of hopping off. I'm having fun, man. I got myself a tequila sunrise and a Elysian Night Owl pumpkin ale. And until these bad boys are done, I'm going to be hanging out with you guys. So let's shoot the shit. But yeah. Oh, Nathan Alvarado, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Nathan says, hey man, finishing up grad school in engineering and wanted your 2 cents on job location preference from a family man / adult point of view. Should I focus on getting a job based on location or company? That is an interesting question. Man, that's a really interesting question. So, if you don't mind me asking, Nathan, and if you don't feel comfortable saying it, what are the options? You don't have to mention the company, but maybe locations. For me, and take this. This is my own personal, outlook. What would dictate my choice with that is location. I think if I was in your shoes, and again, this is just me, we're different human beings. I would go with location over company. Now, if your dream company is not in a location that is kind of priority or number one on your pick list, if you actually have like a dream company that you want to work with, because you're in a world that I'm not familiar with, so if you do have a dream company you want to work for and your heart is set on that and you've always dreamed of working for them, then you should probably let that dictate your decision. For me, I think location, and again, for me, I know I'm a broken record, for me, because I don't want you to make this decision off of what I would do. I would probably go with location. You could grow into whatever company you're working for. Look, for me, location's really important. You know, whether you like to do certain things, you know. Oh, that's really tough. Nathan says, I'm aerospace. Oh. Big brain, Nathan. I'm jealous of you. Aerospace, pretty good market in Northeast, down south towards Georgia, Florida, Texas, Seattle. Trying to avoid Cali by all costs. Yeah. Costs. Indeed. So what are you, like, what are you leaning towards? I mean, are you leaning towards Northeast for company, or Georgia, Florida? I mean, golly, aerospace. Look, I'm a dummy. Oh, one sec.
Haven't caught a live stream from you in a while. Hope you and your family are doing well. I barely started watching Ahsoka the other day. There's been rumors of a possibility of a live-action CW series.
Cheers, AGR89. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this evening, my friend. Give me one sec. I'm a little long-winded tonight, but I appreciate that. So, Nathan, I'm a dummy, and I'm super into space exploration, and I mean, I have a Gene Kranz autograph sitting right above my computer monitor right now, and I don't know exactly what field you're wanting to go into, or exactly where you're wanting to go, but for me, being a dummy, I would want to go as close to the heart and soul of, you know, the Space Coast as I possibly could. I just think always being present for those launches, kind of being around the history of launch pads, and all that would, if I was in that field, which I wish I was smart enough to do, I would want to be, and maybe that doesn't even matter, right? But in my dumb brain, I would want to be around that. Yeah. Honestly, the reason I brought it up was because I don't know if once you move to a city to work, if it's a hassle to move to a new state and all that stuff. So once life starts catching up and a wife appears and all that, how feasible is it to relocate from your experience? I know you kick ass as a firefighter and a dad, brains isn't everything. Yeah, thanks, man. Brains isn't everything. I got a good brain. I'm good brain. Thanks, Nathan. I think, you know, at a certain point you're overthinking it. Like, what I've learned in my measly 37 years on this planet is that you can't plan for everything. The people, you're going to meet people, you're going to have experiences, you're going to go places, and you can't plan and predict everything, right? So if a wife appears, if relocation is kind of in your future, what I've learned is you just go with the flow and you don't stress about it. You know? What are you leaning towards? I'm just curious. I feel like a school counselor. And I shouldn't be. I'm just some fucking asshole on the internet. I haven't had this much fun in a live stream in a long time, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. So this is great. Yeah, so if life catching up with you, a wife appearing and all that stuff, you know, it hasn't happened yet. And it will happen down the line. And it could happen in wherever you are. And I know it's easy to kind of stress about the what ifs and the future. But you know, I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but the day to day and just as you're living, those things will fall into place, and those decisions will become a collaborative decision with whoever you find. And the decisions will become easier because it won't be just you, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, Me and my wife are very, I will say we're very, like, I'll say we're very indecisive people. But when we're both together, we're very decisive. Like our both indecisive halves make a very decisive person, you know? Yeah, was that... Well, hold on. By the way, I gotta know, was that you and the Stormtrooper or your buddy's t-shirt? What do you mean? What was that, Nathan? 1000%, Ross. Always focus on making the best wherever you land. 1000%. What? Buddy's t-shirt. I'm curious. Was that you and the Stormtrooper on your buddy's t-shirt? On my buddy's t-shirt. I don't know. Oh, on the shirt that I made. Yeah, so I made a yes. I'm in a Stormtrooper outfit. Yeah, man. The funny thing is, I was about 40 pounds heavier when I made that shirt. Yeah, man. So from that moment in 2015 when my buddy's bachelor party was, when I made that shirt, okay, so yeah. I want to do a face reveal. Should I do a face reveal right now? No, I'm not gonna do that. My friend with the hookah. That I loved making that. Oh, what's up, Caretaker? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that was a fun shirt to make. I made that shirt. If you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I made a shirt from a buddy's bachelor party in 2015. And it was Star Wars themed, and everybody at the bachelor party was somebody like from Star Wars. And yeah, it was great. Everyone sleuthing out that picture. Nah. There you go, Figment. No, it's not worth nothing. I'll take a picture with you. What's really cool is I've taken pictures with like viewers and stuff like that, but nobody's ever spilled the beans. I love it. I love it. It's cool. I used to be so much fatter, and I'm glad they haven't posted the pictures. I was like in 2015, I was about 40 pounds heavier. That's what running every day will get you. But and then I actually made another bachelor party shirt for the guy the guy who was the best man in my wedding. I was also the best man in his wedding. And for his bachelor party, I made a Big Trouble in Little China themed t-shirt. Kind of the same style. And then after I made that, I was like, oh, I feel like I could do that. Like, there's a market for this. Like, making fun bachelor party shirts based off of, like, favorite movies or maybe album covers or something like that, you know? Yeah, Mr. St. Jake, I do try to run every day. During the heat of the summer when it was like 100 whatever degrees, you know, I kind of let that slip a little bit. But yeah, I would say that I run. I usually run. Well, if I go for a run, it's always 4 miles, and I was always doing that about 4 or 5 times a week. 4 miles. Nowadays, I'm back into it, but during the heat of the summer, like May, June, July, August, that dwindled quite a bit, and I kind of went into gym mode, where I was doing more weights, but now I'm back into running a lot. And what's nice is if I'm at work and, you know, I'll throw on some shorts real quick, and every station has a treadmill. I'll run 4 miles on a treadmill, and you know, it's for 4 miles. It takes about, like, I don't know, 32 minutes or so, 34 minutes. I just do a steady pace, and most of the time I don't get a call in the middle of that. But if I do get a call, I just throw on my pants and, like, you know, boots, and it's easy peasy. But no, I keep up with it for sure. Yeah. Eric, I don't know about after today, man. That was rough. That was rough. Yeah, well, Jake, Mr. St. Jake, it's also nature of, like, I mean, you've all seen big, fat firefighters, right? I never want to be that. I've been on fire scenes where people are gassed and they go through their air within like 15 minutes and they're done. I'm never that guy. I never want to be that guy. You know, when I run out of air in my bottle, time to switch out. Throw me a new bottle in my pack. Let's go in. I will never be that guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was embarrassing. That was, I felt like I was watching Jags from 10 years ago. That sucked. It was bad. Not good. Not good. I was so excited for this season, and I feel like we're just back to the same stuff. Oh, the Kami Killer. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I apologize. I didn't even see that notification come through. The Kami Killer. That was 9 minutes ago. I'm sorry, man. The Kami Killer says, all hail, all hail 1997 Jabba, our savior. He giveth and he taketh away. May he return to the screen. He will reappear in episode 7 of Ahsoka. The rapture will begin. 1997 Jabba, bless us and forgive us. 1997 Jabba. I appreciate that, Kami. Thanks for the chuckles, man. Yeah, that's horrible. 97 Jabba. I think that's the worst. Golly, that's the worst visual change, right? Would everybody agree with that? 97 Jabba?
In Florida recently, I saw a group of brothers wearing matching Guys Trip 2023 shirts. Maybe you made them. Face with monocle. There's a lot of similarities between Balin and Kriya from KOTOR 2. They have the same goals.
I appreciate that, Ben. Give me one sec. Kami, haven't caught a stream in a minute. Had to come in with the Java super chat as always. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. Yeah, 97 Jabba. It's funny, man. Like, I hated it so much back in the day, and now because of like how much we've talked about it over the years, it's kind of. It's only because of the conversations we've had about it. I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for it because of the conversations that we've had about it. It's very interesting to me. Yeah, something that you dislike so much, and I still dislike it. I think it could fuck off to the sun, but it's very interesting to me how, you know, the conversations that we have had over the years have kind of made me not fond of it, but I don't know, I'm a little nostalgic for 97 Jabba. Like, my heart is, but my head is certainly not. But yeah, Kami, I appreciate that, man. Cheers. I hope you're doing well. I do have a fireman stash, Mr. Saint Jake. I do. I did one of those AI like things where you can change your face into like a drawing or whatever, and I really debated about posting it on Twitter. I really did. Maybe I still will. But yeah. It had the stash front and center. I hate it so much still I went on a hatred-fueled rant in the HD Discord voice chat, and it sparked a huge meme there. They did it to spite me. Nice. I need to hop on there soon, for sure. What's crazy is, you know, I actually, I guess, I do have a physical copy of 97 Jabba. I guess I could transfer it to my computer. That'd be a fun video to make, actually. Just talking about 97 Jabba. Like a 2-minute video where I just over the top rant and rave, angry video game nerd style, about 97 Jabba. That'd be fun. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Kami. Benjamin B, thank you so much. In Florida, I recently saw a group of bros wearing matching Guys Trip 2023 shirts. Maybe you made them. There's a lot of similarities between Balin and Kira? KOTOR 2, is that how you say that? They have the same goals. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I made that shirt. No, I didn't make that shirt. I haven't been to a bachelor party since when did he get married? It was like 2018, 2019. I've been to bachelor parties since, but I haven't designed a shirt like that since then. I've designed posters for bachelor parties of the same style. But no, that wasn't me, man. That wasn't me. Although, I think maybe for somebody who would want to get into that world, Ben, I think there's a market for that. Like fun, goofy, like loosey-goosey drawn designs for bachelor party shirts. I think, you know, I would have loved to do that kind of stuff. If I would have thought to do that back in the day, like to start a website, you know, we'll draw fun bachelor party t-shirts based off of movies or movie posters or whatever you want. But it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I would have loved to keep making them. Most of my friends are married. The only one that's not, out of our like group of 7, probably get married soon. But I don't know. He would probably want a Jacksonville Jaguars themed shirt. But no, that wasn't me, man. That was not me. I should post the. No, none of you guys have ever seen the Big Trouble in Little China bachelor party shirt / poster that I made for my buddy. It's good. I like it. I mean, I just go in there and basically hand draw every character from the poster or the movie into a poster that I make, and it's good stuff. But I appreciate that, Ben. Garrett Scott, no shit. Good to see you, man. Garrett Scott simply says, "Hi, sir." Hi, right back at you. How you been? I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. I see you have the same profile picture. What have you been up to? Where are you living now? Where are you working? Not, you don't have to tell me where you're working. It's a little too personal, but dude, it's been a while. Occasionally I'll see you comment on like an Instagram post or or maybe it's on YouTube. I'll see you post occasionally. But I hope you're doing well. I was on, so a long time ago, I was on Garrett's podcast called Triggered. This was in like 2000. When was this? It was like it was a while ago. It was like 2017, was it? It was a long time ago. I had a lot of fun. That was a good time. Still doing CERN stuff. Still finishing comp sci degree. Nice, man. That is crazy. I don't understand why all of you smart people follow such a dumbass. 17 or 18. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was leaning towards 17, but probably around that time. Yeah, 17, 18. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. Everything going good? And yeah, I don't want to get too personal, but I'm sorry to hear about all that. I know we briefly talked about it and messaged about it a long time ago, but shitty. Too smart. Blows my mind. I remember when you first started working there. I couldn't even comprehend it. I mean, that's just wild. For the most part, work-life balance not quite, but hanging in there. Yeah, I feel you, man. I definitely feel you. It's tough. Are you doing any well, probably. Are you doing any like stuff you used to do, like podcasting or anything like that, or is that I mean, it's understandable if you're not, especially with work compiled onto everything else. No more podcasting. I did it for a little after Justin died, but when I went back to school, that all went to the side. Understandable. Understandable. Man. I'm looking that up right now to see exactly when that was.
If you're listening to this podcast, you must
2018 looks like March of 2018. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's just so shitty. I know we briefly... Yeah. Sucks. We've talked a lot about death and stuff like that tonight, especially at the beginning of the stream, right? Shitty. Very shitty. I don't know. It's interesting because I don't know if I would hate to say that I don't know. I feel, man, I don't know. Like my line of work, I feel like I've almost gotten desensitized to so much, which makes me feel like almost dehumanized, you know? It's weird. It's fucking weird. It's life, but we move on. Just gotta keep doing what we need to do. That's the most healthy attitude you could possibly have. 1000%. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, man, it's good to see it. I'll never forget. I think you made me play the Stanley Parable. Is that what it was? On a live stream a long time ago. Golly, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Garrett wanted me to play the Stanley Parable, and I didn't really know anything about it. Golly, bringing back memories, man. It's wild. 3-hour live stream. I've done like, I feel like my longest live stream is probably like 8 hours. Oh, I appreciate that, Garrett. Yeah. Well, in Florida, every firefighter has to be a nationally registered EMT. So, every firefighter in Florida is an EMT, which is good because like 95% of what we do, maybe more than that, is medically related, you know? So, yeah, it's fun. You see some crazy shit, and yeah, it's great. But I mean, we definitely like the fire side more. It's way more fun. But the EMT stuff is probably more important because it's more of the stuff, if that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, 8 hours. Yeah, I think the longest stream that I did was probably like 8 hours. And I'm guessing that was around the time of like, I don't know, maybe The Last Jedi coming out or Rogue One or something like that. Maybe Battlefront 2. I don't even know. Yeah. 97-hour stream for 97 Java. Yeah, right. But, yeah. Benjamin B, thank you so much for the super chat. Benjamin B says, what have you thought of the New World expansion? On the PTR, if you want to try things, I did the mount quests and races. If you want to group, I'm down. Dude, I would love to group up sometime. So my thing with New World is I only played it solo, and I never really grouped up with anybody. Like, a few quests kind of required me, I mean, you know, required me to group up to finish off certain quests and stuff like that. But I've never done PvP. I've never done, like, massive random dungeon, or I don't even know what. Like, I've played New World probably in the most noobish way that I possibly could. Like, I just did my own thing a couple hours a week for like 4 months, hit level 60, and now I really don't know what to do. Like, I would love to join a guild and maybe run some dungeons and maybe try my hand at PvP, but it was like New World was my, hey, I just want to play an MMO, but I kind of want to do my own thing. I want to run through the motions and grind, you know. And that's what it kind of was for me. But dude, I would love to actually group up with somebody that knows what the hell they're doing, because because I definitely don't. Like, I feel like I'm spec'd all wrong. I feel like I've done everything wrong. But yeah, it's a fun game. Like, if you guys want an MMO that is super polished, I got it for, it was on sale for, I don't know, like $10 or something like that a couple months ago. And it's you know, it's I don't know. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, HelloGreedo clan. There you go. Yeah, I've kind of, like, since I hit level 60, I don't really know what to do now. And I feel like I need a little bit of guidance, you know? I'll probably fire it up. I have to work on Tuesday. I'll probably fire it up Wednesday night. Oh, PUBG streams. Dude, that would be fun. Maybe I'll do that Wednesday night. I'm reinstalling the Old Republic MMO right now, actually. And I was planning on streaming that soon, but maybe... dude, I've been craving some PUBG. The guy that I've played PC games with, like, consistently since I was, I don't know, 15. He was the best man in my wedding. I was the best man in his wedding. And I feel like he got so annoyed with me because the only thing I wanted to play for like 3 years was PUBG. I love that game, man. It's just like right up my alley. Yeah. Dude, it would be... Mr. St. Jake, it would be so much fun to, like, get a PUBG group together on the PC and do that. That would be so much fun. Oh, AGR, I apologize. Shit. AGR, thank you so much. AGR says, "Hey Greedo, I haven't caught a live stream from you in a while. Hope you and your family are doing well. I barely started watching Ahsoka the other day. There's been rumors of a possibility of a live-action Clone Wars series." Yeah, first of all, I deeply apologize. I must have completely missed this, man. 35 minutes ago you sent this, and I've read 5 super chats since then. That's my fault, and I apologize for that. I don't necessarily think we need a live-action Clone Wars series. You know, we have 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, and it's awesome. But, so, you barely started Ahsoka the other day. I will say this. I was kind of struggling at first with Ahsoka. The first 3 episodes didn't really do anything for me. I was kind of iffy about the series, and it wasn't really my cup of tea. Episodes 4 and 5, and now 6, they really landed. They really landed with me. So, if you, if you're kind of struggling with the beginning of the series, stick it out, I would say. I'm just curious if it's going to remain as enjoyable as it is right now for me through the remainder. We only have 2 episodes left. That's crazy. I feel like there's so many loose ends to tie up. There's so much to do. It says it's a limited series, right? But I feel like we need another season with how much is going on. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, they're very easily digestible episodes. They're easy watches. Most of them are like no more than 45 minutes. I think there's only one that's like 52 minutes long or something like that. So I would say just stick with it. You might thoroughly enjoy it. You see more of the villains. You see more of Bail. I don't want to spoil anything. But to me, the villains are the biggest bright spot when it comes to the enjoyment of this series, because they're not black and white, dastardly villains twirling their mustaches. Baylan Skoll has layers to him, and if anything, he's the most enjoyable watch of the series. So, I mean, really just stick around for him, in my opinion. But yeah, everybody's doing good for the most part. We have at the beginning of the stream I mentioned this, but we have a 13-year-old cat in our family who is kind of in her last days. She has the feline equivalent of breast cancer, and it got caught late and it spread everywhere. We found out about it about 3 months ago or so, and it was very fast, and that's really it. As soon as this stream's over, I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna pick her up and put her on her bed and snuggle her and fall asleep, and she'll probably I don't want to. Yeah, it fucking sucks. But yeah, AGR, I apologize. That never happens. But yeah, stick with Ahsoka. It's fun. It's good. It's gotten better. The series definitely gets better as you go on. So yeah, man. Cheers. That's a ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this evening. So, all right, guys, we've gone for 2 hours. When is the last time we've gone for 2 hours? It's been a long time. Hey, that's the power of random conversation and a couple beers and some video games, right? But alright, it's 1 in the morning. I gotta wake up early and get my daughter ready for school. Tomorrow I'm hoping to make some videos and getting them. Me and my wife are going out of town for a couple days. Get a couple videos scheduled while we're out of town. Yeah, I honestly can't say how much you'll see of me this week since the circumstances with our little pet, our little kitty cat, and going out of town. But I'm hoping to do some streams throughout the week and a few videos as well. So, all right, everybody. Dude, this is fun. Our conversations were everywhere and all over the place. Yeah, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We talked about it earlier with Cole and everybody else. These streams are, in a way, therapeutic for me. And, from what I've heard from some of you guys, they are for you as well. And, yeah, it's great. It's fun. And we have a good community here. And I appreciate the shit out of it. I don't say that enough. So, all right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Stay safe. Be nice. See ya. Thanks again, guys. This was fun. See ya.